So for today's artwork, we will be needing some stretched canvas. You can buy any canvas. It doesn't have to be very expensive ones. Decide on a size that you want to do. I went 25 times 25 centimeters or 10 times 10 inches. Yeah, I think it's a really good size, and I really like these canvas. They are really nice ones. It's Artist's Professional Deep Edge Canvas by Dollar Rowney. I really like them. I've been using them for quite some time, and I enjoy the quality of it and everything. Which, to be honest, sometimes it's even for your first artworks, it's better to maybe reuse some of the canvas you have, if you do have some of them at home. Maybe you have some artworks that you don't really like anymore. Maybe you have some sort of canvas from arts and crafts stores and things like that. You can definitely use them as well. Yeah, just to practice. It's really nice, it's easy, and why not? So basically, yeah, any canvas will do, any surface will do. But the next thing that we will be using as well is texture. So on this particular artwork, I will be using some multi-purpose wall filler, which I know a lot of people will say wall filler for an artwork, for a painting, but trust me, it works really, really well, and it's very durable as well. So I buy the cheapest ones I can find, and they work amazingly. I've been doing that for years, and my artworks turn out really nice, fine. Everything is okay. They don't break. They just turn out really fine. That's it. That's what I can say about it. So if you can't afford, or if you don't want to spend too much money on professional texture pastes, you don't have to do that. Later, I will be showing you how to make your own paste as well from different household items. So it will be very interesting. You will learn some nice tips and tricks on how to create your own paste. So, but for now, this is what I'm going to be using. You can buy it in every hardware stores. So don't go for the most expensive one, go for the cheapest one. I buy mine in a shop that we have here in England called Home Bargains. This particular wall filler cost me about, I don't even remember, to be honest, less than £2. So, and it's really good as well. So you don't have to spend a fortune to create your own artworks. Okay, so the next thing we will be using as well, and this is what we will be using for your textured artwork to be durable, for the texture itself, for all the products that you put on your art, they will bond stronger to the canvas itself, to other materials that we will be using. So this is PVA glue. I chose multi-purpose. I went to hardware store and I bought it. So you can buy any as well. You don't have to spend a lot of money on them. When I started doing my artwork, I actually used children's craft PVA glue, and it worked perfectly fine as well. I have plenty of artworks, and one of my favorite artworks actually is with the paste that I made myself and with the glue that I bought in kids craft store. So yes, so we will be using this one as well. So we will have to use some fabric, any that you have. I have this is actually a sheet, I remembered. So okay, I bought a sheet and it was a bit too small for my bed, and I decided instead of returning it, I can use it for my art. And I just cut pieces of it as much as I need, and then I create. So if you don't have an old sheet or an old pillowcase, or if you don't have anything like that, you can use a kitchen towel, your old t-shirt, any sort of fabric you have. It doesn't have to be cotton, it doesn't have to be any sort of fabric. So you can use whatever you have at home. We will be needing some water to spray it on top of your artwork. I will show you later why we need it. I bought mine in a pound shop for £1, I think, or even less. And I've been using it for years now. You can use, you don't have to buy your own spray bottle. You can reuse some of your cleaning products bottles, because most of the cleaning products come in spray bottles. Just make sure you rinse it properly, and that's it, you're good to go. For colors, I will be choosing black and white. You can choose whichever color you like. These are two different black colors that I will be using. One of them is FW Pearlescent by Dollar Rowney, and it has this really nice shimmer to it. I will show you a little bit later up close. You will see what I'm talking about. It looks amazing. The other black is Mars Black by System 3 acrylic inks, and yeah, Dollar Rowney ones. So I really like these ones as well. And Heavy Body white paint, acrylic paint by Dollar Rowney as well. It's very easy to use. You can dilute it with water if you want. If you don't want it as thick, you can use it as it is. It has a very, very creamy, thick texture, and I like how it dries really quickly. If you apply it thinly, it dries in seconds, just seconds. Palette knives. These ones we will be using as well, but not as much for this artwork, for different ones that I will be showing you. But if you don't have palette knives, doesn't matter, don't worry about it. You can use a kitchen knife, butter knife. So it's not sharp, and you can spread your texture around as well, but we will be using it not for the texture, for the fabric itself. I'll show you later. And so yes, with brushes, choose whichever you want, whichever is more comfortable for you, easiest to use. I have few of the brushes that I like. Most of them are bought in different hardware stores from my son's arts and crafts set. I have few of my favorite ones, and they do not look very well. They don't look very nice, but sometimes the ugliest brushes are my favorite brushes. So yeah, and I refuse to get rid of them. Sanding papers. I use two types. One, it's finer, and the other one is a bit rougher. They are really good for sanding your artwork to make it look, appear and feel very nice and smooth without any sharp bumps and lumps and things like that. So this is what I like to do. But if you want your textured art to be as bumpy, as rough, as sharp as you want, you don't have to use them. The most important thing when we start our art, because it's going to be messy, the painting itself maybe not so much, but the paste, applying the fabric and all that kind of stuff, it can get quite messy. And I've had so many situations where I had all my floors, everything was in texture, in textured paste, oh my God. Yeah, so it took me quite a long time to clean later on. So I've decided that I needed to prep my working place. And what I do is take a bin bag, I cut the end off, spread it out, and then I apply it on the surface that I'm going to be working on. So it will prevent from paint going on your floors, from water leaking through. The best part about it, that when you finished with your artwork, you can just put everything, fold it all together and just put it in a bin. And your working space, your surface will be nice and clean. So why am I cutting off extra fabric? Just because you don't want to have too much fabric on your canvas. You want it to be just enough for your pattern and to apply all the necessary glue and texture paste, so it's not too much work, too much extra work. That's about it. So just measure how much you need. Take a little bit extra of your fabric just in case, because you don't know what sort of pattern you will be creating. So make sure that it's enough for whatever's on your mind, creating wise. And this is exactly what I'm doing. Don't be afraid to cut some corners. I mean, cut corners of the fabric, not cut corners of the creating artwork itself. But yeah, as you can see, that's what I'm doing. So I have some excess fabric and I just cut it off because nobody will be able to see it on the back of the painting anyways. We will be covering it all with textured paste and then with some plaster bandages. So it will be all nicely and neatly hidden away. As you can see, I'm using my butter knife as well, just to tuck in some extra fabric so it stays nicely in place. You can use palette knife, and if you wish, you can use butter knife as well. And yeah, just play around with it. Don't rush the process. Take it easy and try to relax and just think about what you want to see on your canvas, and don't put too much pressure on yourself, because you can always untuck it and you can always redo the process again and again and again, as long as it makes you feel like that's it, this is the final result that I want to see on my canvas. And then you're ready to apply the next layer of our glue and water. I don't have a system, to be honest. I'm just going with the flow. I'm doing however I feel, however I think it's gonna look nice, however it's easier, so you don't have too much excess fabric on your artwork, because you don't want that. Sometimes the less the better. All right, so like so. We'll be creating something very, very nice and easy. All right, so just cutting the excess, the things that we don't really need that much. All right. Okay, so everything is tucked in. If you use some water, spray it on, it's easier to work straight away. And the fabric itself, it will show you how you want your artwork to look like, basically. So yeah, we can do different sorts of patterns. We can do like so, like so. It doesn't matter, just like, or we can do something like this. Spray a little bit more, okay, and then start creating. Start doing something you feel like your artwork will look nice. Okay. Let's do some zigzag. Then we can kind of twist it a little bit here. Make like a little flower type pattern. All right. So what do you think? I think this will look really nice. We can kind of tuck in a little bit more here later. This one here we will take on. All right. So what do you think? I think it looks nice. I think it will look really nice. So this is how it's gonna be looking. Yeah. All right. I think it looks nice and easy. And you can choose whichever pattern you want. You don't have to do this if you don't like it. You can do whatever is best for you. Maybe you did a little bit of research before doing the course and you just feel like, oh, I know what I'm gonna do because I did my research as well and I found a pattern that I would like to make. Yeah, so, and the colors and everything as well, it's up to you. I'm just showing you what I'm choosing. I'm gonna put this aside for a little bit. Okay, then we will be opening our glue. And what I like to do is, I like to actually smear some glue on my artwork. And then I'll be taking that glue and adding it to the water. Okay? That's what we're doing. Mix it together like so. So now we're mixing it. Glue and water. Glue and water. So a lot of people might be wondering what are the measurements for mixing glue and water, and there are none. You can't go wrong with mixing these two products. It will work anyways on your fabric and it will have exactly the same effect, like even if you would add a little bit more water or a little bit more glue. So don't worry about it. You're definitely not going to make a mistake. Then we just smear it all over. Glue will harden the material. I'll just leave some patterns everywhere, just smoothen wherever I want it to be smooth. As you go, you can choose different pattern. Maybe you think, oh, I like this one, I like to do that. Doesn't matter, whatever makes you comfortable. If you feel like you want to do something even simpler, just go for it. All right. So, and then we smear it all over. And then later it will harden actually quite fast. You can use hair dryer if you want to dry it. This is our pattern. I like to do, look. So if you want to create, for example, like a twisting pattern or something, just try to apply glue everywhere and then grab your fabric, grab the fabric that you wanted to, and then you can twist. And then you have glue everywhere and it will harden nicely. Just twist. And now you can hold it a little bit to help with the rest of it. Stretch it where you need it, where you want it to be smoother. It's extremely easy. You don't have to rush as well. I just like doing everything quite chaotic and fast. If you like to do things slowly, good for you. I wish I could do that. Smear it all over. Look how nice it looks straight away. Don't even have to do a lot. It looks so lovely. All right. And it's so much fun as well. Time flies when you create an artwork. I really like working with fabrics and textures and glues and sandings, and I really enjoy doing that. When I tried and I experimented so much with texture and how to create my own texture, because I couldn't really afford to buy expensive textures, and I was thinking, oh, how can I create? I want to try, and I'm not sure, especially when you don't know if it's going to be for you or not. Some people might think it's a good idea. Like, I tried to work with clay one time, and honestly, that was only one time, and I will never go back to it because it was so difficult. And I really do admire people who have that much patience to work with clay, because I found it really difficult. It was so messy, and I don't mind messy when I'm creating, but it was extremely messy and I really struggled. So I was very happy when I finished that one artwork, and that's it. I never created anything with clay anymore. So when I decided that I want to try creating art with texture, I thought, why shouldn't I try and make my own? Just in case I don't like working with it, I don't have to spend too much money on it. So as you can see here, I'm using hair dryer just to start the drying process for my fabric and glue. I usually do that. I enjoy it, but you can leave it overnight and see what happens in the morning.